Hello, and in today's tutorial we're going to go through supply depots and engineer units and what they do, benefits of using them. Yeah, so we'll just get right on started. So somebody commented in the campaign video that I built a lot of supply depots all over the place. So I built some over here, there. Now, why did I build 6? Now, build 6 because you get the maximum benefit to the supply from here. So these, although they do cost money, they do take 650 manpower per facility. What they let the hex do is get the supply level to 100%. So this, why would you want to do this? So main reason is that it increases the rate of replenishment of ammunition and fuel to units. But the other sort of main reason is that the higher the level of supply in an area, the more production you get out of a facility. So this facility here would produce just over 5,000 tons, and it's in 97% supply, because supply degrades basically over distance, but you can use roads and railways to expand the actual sort of distance because they have a lower drop-offs compared to just plain hexes. Yeah. So you can see this one, like I say, you can hover over it, 5,000 tons. Let's see, can I go over? And you can see over Switzerland's, it's only 900 tons. They got a lot less supply. Even if I try to find somewhere with less supply in Germany, over here, because we've got nowhere open. So we can see, I would try to find a industrial goods facility, but I have to just compare military ones. So here's a military one, 300 tons almost, 100%, but that is 100% because our capital has 100%. And here's a consumer goods factory in a lower supply. See, it's 3,250 as opposed to 5,000, which is a massive difference if you think about it. In production, that means you know, using for every 2 of those hive facilities, you need another couple, another one and a bit of facilities up here. Obviously, I haven't got all the supply depots here because in the save I haven't got enough manpower, which is a different issue altogether. That kind of covers the supply. Now, roads allow wheeled vehicles to move quicker. They're more expensive to maintain, about 10 times more expensive to maintain than railroads. But railroads and roads have effectively the same supply sort of drop levels, just you get that wheeled advantage with the roads. But railway lines allow units to move along them at a fixed speed. No matter what the unit, it'll just jump in there. Depending on the era, changes the speed that the locomotives go at that transport them. They also can't attack while they're in the train mode, a bit like a merchant marine almost. Okay, we'll get on to our next topic, which is combat engineers. But combat engineers, I'll just open the card up, come with this little icon here, which is the engineer statistic. This lets them either start construction if a facility, if a hex has no supply and you want to build a facility there. You bring a combat engineer along, it'll allow them to start building the facility. This could be quite useful if you capture, you know, if I was to hypothetically capture this island here and I had no supply, I could basically bring some combat engineers, build a military complex or something, and then and an airfield or a seaport or a sea pier. That will then start generating supply, which is very useful. Now, the second use for combat engineers in this kind of mode is to speed up construction. So they can basically, a stack of 7 will roughly halve construction time of a facility, more or less. But the actual number of combat engineers that can affect this with diminishing returns is basically they affect the hex they are in and all adjacent hexes. So theoretically, you could get this to build in roughly about a quarter of the time, usually. if you have 49 engineers around it, and you basically just stacks of 7 engineers all the way around, and then you give them all the order for construction, and that will put them into the build mode. And like I say, you could put them all around here, and you could get this to build in about a quarter of the time that it would normally be. Or if you've got low supply, it would build it in a reasonable time still. Not quite a quarter of the time, but a lot quicker than it would suggest originally. Now the time will still say the original time. It'll just, where as it builds, it'll just knock more days off each day that passes in game. So it can be a bit deceptive how quick it is, but like I say, it's about a quarter if you max out the number of combat engineers. So that explains the combat engineer and its actual sort of use outside of combat is for massively rapidly building. So if I was to, in this save, so this is unloyal territory over here in Russia, if I wanted to build this supply depot quicker, I could bring up combat engineers, it would build it quicker because it was suggesting that it would take about 150 days, which is quite a lot longer than the sort of even the standard build time because it's in an unloyal territory, low supply. Whereas now I've got this, it'll boost supply up to 100%, which will allow these units to get better supply. It also means that I'm more likely to push sort of the borders out with supply a lot quicker, which enables you to therefore attack on a much more rapid basis because you'll have the supply following you. Of course, with the use of the combat engineers, you can build more supply depots, more airfields, so you can bring up your air support, you can keep the supply high, and it allows you to quite rapidly, provided you've got the money and the resources, keep going, because even building with the combat engineers will increase the cost. Doesn't increase the overall cost of the build, but what it does is it keeps that cost in both money and military goods, but then increases it per day. So effectively, you pay the same, but you paid over a short period of time, which is the other thing you've got to watch when you're building. With combat engineers, it will increase the cost in both industrial goods, military goods, and money on a per day basis constantly. But it doesn't cost you any more than the actual normal building would cost overall, just a far shorter time. That's it for today's tutorial. If you've got any suggestions for tutorials, please leave a comment. Please leave a like on the channel if you found this useful. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.